Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, out to walk my dogs on my normal 3-mile hike. Oh, hey guys, good to see you. It's amazing what you can get your dogs to do if you don't actually put a shock collar on them and treat them like, actual animals and, friends. That being said, we are going to be talking about a new Warbond coming. Along with that, Arrowhead has no plans on slowing them down. However, the game has some issues going on with it right now that make it a little bit unplayable. We're going to go over all of that, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So fellow Helldivers, I'm going to start this video off a little bit weird. It has nothing to do with the topic of today's video, but felt like something that needed to be addressed because it's kind of circulating all over the Helldivers community. As most of you are aware, there is a really great Helldivers creator known as Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear, who was recently banned, not from the game, but from the creator program. Now, I want to be very clear, I've never been a part of the creator program. I don't talk to anyone at Arrowhead, and I have no affiliation with it whatsoever. I have no idea why he was banned. It's really, something that he would need to disclose. It's nothing that I would know. That being said, there are some rumors circulating that I flagged his channel. Right here is my flag channel report. I've never flagged anyone. Also, I didn't even know that I was featured in his video until actually after his video about being banned came out, so I had no impact on this whatsoever. I do think he shouldn't be banned from the creator program. I don't know why he was. The only two that are involved in that program that are in his video are himself and also Glitch Unlimited, which are both part of the propaganda collaborator program. Other than those two, I don't know why I'm involved really in it at all. It has nothing to do with me in the slightest. And I, like I said, don't think he should be banned. In fact, I think people should have the freedom of speech. I know there's been YouTubers out there that have made videos about me, and I would never copyright strike or flag them either, because I do believe people have the right to make the content that they want and say what they want in their content. I don't know if I went off on a little bit of a tangent there or if I made things perfectly clear, but again, I have no idea why he got banned. I've had no communication ever in my entire career on YouTube with Buzz. I think he's a great content creator with what he does, and I have no ill will towards him, even if I was featured in his video, and I think it was pretty cool that I was even featured at all. It's kind of an honor, if I'm being honest. So yeah, all that being said, we're gonna go move into today's topic. It has been about a month since we got the Into the Unjust update with a lot of the issues in the game, and a lot of us have been wondering, is there gonna be a Warbond coming before the big patch update, or is it going to be releasing alongside the patch update? Well, it was actually asked in the official Helldivers Discord about the schedule of the next Warbond and if it has been delayed due to heavy focus on the mid-October update, or are you guys able to keep making new content while working on updates? And one of the devs did respond, letting us know that they are separate teams doing balancing and Warbonds, so there's no delay. That does have me a little bit concerned though, I will be perfectly honest. It's nice that we're getting a new Warbond. However, even though it's separate teams working on them at different times, there's no way to know that when you do the patch that fixes the game, that then you introduce a bunch of new stuff, that it doesn't reverse some of it, break stuff in other ways, or just overall cause more confusion. Plus, releasing a Warbond while we haven't been able to play the game properly for the last month and a half is a little bit interesting, but it does look like we probably will actually get a trailer on Tuesday. That should actually coincide with the patch update to fix a lot of the game, at least according to Arrowhead. When they did put out a post about fixing the performance drops, stability hiccup freezes, and annoying audio bugs, they said that there is an incoming update mid-October-ish, and we are past the first week. We usually get Warbond trailers on Tuesday along with updates, so I would say October 14th makes a lot of sense there. One of the devs was asked, how's the patch coming? Any word? He said, team is still working away. Hopefully we should have some more stuff to communicate this week. What did you think of the dev blog? We haven't gotten too much more communication other than the stuff where Arrowhead did talk, like I said, about that tech blog where they were going to reduce the file size on PC, but it's still a long ways away before that ever becomes a reality. So that was the only thing. Not too much about the bug fixes. Interestingly enough, the Leviathan is actually going to be introduced back into the game. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but if you fight the Illuminate, they're just gone. They're going to be put back in the next patch. So if you've been dreading those, or maybe if you're an Xbox player and never even got to experience those guys, they should be coming back in a couple of days. Along with audio bugs as well from Shams that said audio bugs known and being worked on. So that is also good. Now this will most likely coincide around the same time as Liberty Day, because if a trailer releases next week, then the soonest we'd get the Warbond is the week after. And if it isn't even next week, then it's right on Liberty Day, which is October 26th. Now Arrowhead hasn't announced anything for the event yet, but the series tradition is free content. And we're going to go over some of that free content in a minute, because there is a ton of stuff that the community wants and that we're likely going to be seeing. That being said, I really hope they have a big patch coming for the performance of this game. In fact, I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't mind too much with frame drops, and sometimes the audio cuts out, which is very annoying, but I can survive with. It's the big bugs like the one I'm about to show you that just completely ruin the gameplay completely. Alright, well, we'll just land and move towards the next one. Arrowhead, fix your game! Since I'm the host, leave and come back. And maybe it'll allow you to drop back in. Okay, so yeah, it'll let you guys drop in. You'll...
What? It put us right back to dead, though.
Didn't let me. I'm still dead.
And then everything went quiet
Allied
again.
destroyer joining squadron. Deploying Helldiver to combat zone.
Can't even switch fucking views.
Now, I know everyone's got their own gripes with how, you know, the game has been lagging or having issues, but this one for me, like I said, is the big nail in the coffin for my enjoyment. It's really frustrating playing with your friends, trying to complete a super Helldive mission, and through no fault of your own, you can't complete the mission because it won't even respawn you. We tried dropping out and then rejoining, everything possible, and just nothing works. So that's going to be the big thing that I hope they finally address in this patch update. That being said, we are going to be talking about what we could be expecting for a Helldivers 2 Liberty Day in terms of new weaponry, because there are some cool options. Along with that, we'll talk a little bit about what kind of Warbond stuff we might be seeing if they finally have it ready to go. As most of you know, last year for Liberty Day, we got 2 unique items. One was a free item, which is the R2124 Constitution. The other was the TP00 Tactical, which is an armor set from the first Helldivers game. These were actually free to us and they were distributed, and even if you didn't log in on that exact day, you were still able to get them. And what was cool about it is, well, this was the first time we actually got melee weapons introduced into the game with the bayonet on the Constitution. Outside of that, though, the Constitution has been a little lackluster and fans haven't been a huge fan of it. I do hope for this Warbond, or if it ends up being a free superstore, that maybe we get the AR-19 Liberator, which would be a little bit more helpful in the game. It's also a throwback to Helldivers 1. I've seen a lot of posts asking Arrowhead to give it to us, and it would be a lot more useful than, like I said, the Constitution. Not to mention, I would also love to see this be the time that they bring back that Killzone Warbond. They said that they were working on bringing ways to bring it back as a Warbond instead of a, you know, superstore or sale like that. So having a Killzone Warbond come back as a legendary one alongside the ODST, well, we also get some free items, would be absolutely fantastic. In addition to that, there have been more stuff from the first game. You might have seen this new mech stratagem that I showed off the other day. With the mech suits now having the stratagem launcher, this is also a throwback to Helldivers 1, where the walker in the first game had the stratagem launcher. It's unclear right now if this is just going to be a skin or actually viable. I really hope it is, so I don't have to get on my walkers anymore to go ahead and reinforce people. I think this would be absolutely fantastic. And I myself actually made an error the other day. We have this Pelican model, and for some reason I thought it was the one that dropped the tube down to get the oils when we were trying to extract them from the Terminids. Turns out, and thanks to the commenter who actually posted this in the comment section, that is the Pelican model from the first game, so it looks like this will also include a Pelican skin for our extract that is once again a throwback to the original Helldivers 1 game. This is all absolutely fantastic. There is also one other big event coming at the end of the year, which is called the Festival of Reckoning. In case you didn't know it, it's a event or holiday that goes on in the Helldivers 2 universe that is funded through a finance ordinance expenditure against the enemies of Super Earth. It occurs around late December 2024, and it did involve last year a bunch of major orders where we got a bunch of fire weapons or explosive weaponry, and they were offered to players for free items like the Wasp launcher or the anti-tank mines. That was a lot of fun. But going back to, well, Liberty Day, I wonder if with all of our celebrations going on, it's going to be the time where the enemy factions finally decide to fight back against us after we've gone so far into their territory, and if it will lead to the multi-factional warfare which we've talked about. But let's go a little bit more in depth to that. Ironsights did let us know that with the mega cities, it does appear that multiple faction attacks are going to be a thing in the future. He said multiple factions can attack a planet at once. With the addition of the mega city system, each city can be individually targeted by a different faction, making it possible for a planet to be invaded by multiple factions at once. There's, as you can see here, the Terminids, there's also the Illuminate, and of course the Automatons. And there's actually something in the subtitle files that we've covered on this channel before, where all three factions surge towards Super Earth, so that could very well be the outcome of something we see in the very near future. It's going to be really interesting to see how that all works. Something you're going to want to also know about that, though, because there's a lot of questions about, well, are they going to fight each other? Ironsight said, when asked, can multiple factions be in one level at once, he said, not at the moment, and then clarified further on Twitter saying that Arrowhead wants to go ahead and do it, and they actually tried, but the performance hit was too much. I got the samples. What the fuck? What the fuck? What happened to the ship? Poor Xander. Xander's...
You're not extracting. I'm sorry, bud.
Take me back.
Let me know down below, guys, what are your thoughts on Helldivers 2 with a brand new Warbond coming despite the issues with bug fixes and all that. Hey, buddy. And also, don't forget to check out my outdoor channel in the top left corner. Until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.